Hey everyone, it's so great to have you back with me today. I've been really excited to share this one. You know, the other day I was thinking about how we all try so hard to stay strong as we age. Those morning walks, lifting a few light weights, maybe even sneaking in some stretches while the coffee brews. But then I had this moment last week that stopped me in my tracks. I was catching up with my old friend Linda. She's 68, still got that spark, or at least she used to. She sat me down over a cup of tea and said, "I don't get it. I walk every day around the park. I try to eat decently, but my legs feel weaker every month. Climbing stairs feels like I'm hauling a suitcase up there." I could hear the frustration in her voice, and it wasn't the first time I'd heard something like that. I've had so many folks over 60 tell me the same thing. I'm doing everything right, so why do I feel like I'm losing ground? It got me curious, so I sat with Linda, went through her day step by step, and here's what hit me. It wasn't about what she wasn't doing. No, it was what she was doing every single day, right at her kitchen table, that was quietly working against her muscles. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on 5 everyday foods that might be sneaking away your strength, even if you're putting in the work. And don't worry, I'm not just here to call things out and leave you hanging. I've got simple, down-to-earth swaps that'll have your body thanking you in ways you'll feel fast, like more pep in your step or less huffing up those stairs. So, any guesses what's first on this sneaky list? Stick with me, because I'd bet my last dollar a lot of us are enjoying it right this minute. Okay, let's jump into number 1. Those sweet drinks we just can't seem to quit. Picture this: a frosty glass of orange juice to kick off your morning, maybe a bubbly soda with your sandwich at lunch, or a sweetened iced tea while you're kicking back on the porch with a neighbor. They're so refreshing, aren't they? I used to love that little burst of sweetness. It felt like a treat without the guilt. My dad used to pour us big glasses of lemonade on summer days, and I'd think, this is living. But here's the not-so-sweet truth. These drinks are loaded with sugar, and that sugar doesn't just pad your waistline. It wears your muscles down in ways you might not notice until it's too late. I was chatting with Mary, she's 67, and she was absolutely hooked on her morning OJ. "It's healthy, vitamin C," she'd insist, waving me off. But when we broke it down, that one glass had nearly 30 grams of sugar, about what you'd get from a candy bar, and not a speck of protein to help her legs stay strong after her walks. So I said, "Mary, let's shake things up a bit. Try blending some unsweetened almond milk, toss in half a banana for that natural sweetness, and add a scoop of protein powder. Takes 2 minutes, I promise." 2 weeks later, she's on the phone, practically glowing. My legs don't feel like lead anymore. I walk to the mailbox and back without dragging. Isn't that incredible? So, if you're sipping soda, juice, or sweet tea every day, maybe even right now, pause and think, is this boosting my energy or bogging me down? Here's a quick swap. Squeeze some fresh lemon into water. It's crisp, cheap, and your muscles will perk up fast. Ready for number 2? This one's hot, crunchy, and way too tempting to resist. All right, here comes number 2, fried foods. Oh, these are tough to turn down. Imagine that crispy fried chicken straight from the skillet, steam still rising, or a heap of golden French fries fresh from the fryer. Maybe even those egg rolls you pick up from the corner takeout spot on a Friday night. They taste like pure comfort, don't they? I can still smell my grandma's kitchen on Sundays. She'd fry up chicken wings until they were golden perfection, and we'd all gather around, laughing and licking our fingers. It was joy on a plate. But here's the tough part. Most of these treats are cooked in oils packed with trans fats, and those fats start a fire inside you, an inflammation fire. That doesn't just ache in your knees or stiffen your back. It stalls your muscles from bouncing back after a day of moving. My buddy Alan, he's 72, lived for his weekend fried snacks, chicken nuggets, onion rings, you name it, while cheering on his team. "It's just my game day ritual," he'd laugh, dipping another fry in ketchup, but it was adding up, more inflammation, less power in his legs when he'd try to stand after the fourth quarter. So we switched gears. Herb-rubbed chicken baked until juicy in the oven, sweet potato wedges crisped up in the air fryer, even some zucchini sticks grilled with a splash of olive oil. A month later, he's grinning ear to ear. I'm not creaking out of bed anymore. I feel like I could chase the grandkids. When your body's free from that fried overload, it can rebuild stronger. So next time you're craving that crispy goodness, ask yourself, is this helping my legs carry me or weighing them down? Number 3's up next. It's sneaky, soft, and probably on your plate today. Here we go with number 3. Refined carbs. The cozy stuff we lean on without even thinking. Think white toast with a thick smear of butter in the morning, a steaming bowl of white rice with your lunch, or a couple soft, chewy cookies after dinner while you're winding down with a show. They're so familiar, so easy, like a warm hug you can chew. I used to pile strawberry jam on white bread and call it my perfect breakfast. Quick, sweet, done. My mom would make us white rice with every meal, and it felt like home. But here's where it gets tricky. These break down into sugar so fast, your blood sugar shoots up like a rocket on the 4th of July. That throws your body into a tailspin, and instead of feeding your muscles what they need, it starts stashing fat, leaving your legs weaker over time, step by step. I met Teresa, 69, and her days were all about these light carbs: toast and jam to kick things off, crackers with a cup of soup midday, pasta or rice with veggies at night. She was eating plenty, but her muscles, they were running on empty. We swapped in oatmeal with a handful of walnuts for breakfast, nice and hearty, quinoa instead of white rice for a nutty twist, and whole grain toast topped with 2 scrambled eggs. Weeks later, she's beaming. I'm not wobbling when I stand anymore. I've got my spark back in my step. Small changes, huge payoff. If your meals are mostly white, soft, and sweet, try mixing it up. Sweet potatoes roasted golden, lentils simmered with spices, brown rice with a little herbs, stuff that teams up with your muscles instead of tripping them up. Number 4's coming. It's a relaxer you might not see coming. Okay, number 4, alcohol. Our little unwind button after a long day. A glass of red wine while you're reading by the lamp. A cold beer with dinner as you chat about your day. Or a cocktail on Saturday night with friends swapping stories. It feels earned, doesn't it? I've heard so many folks over 60 say, "This is my treat. I've worked hard and it melts the stress away." I've been there myself, swirling a glass of wine after a hectic week, letting the world fade out. But here's the part we don't talk about enough. Alcohol doesn't just chill you out. It messes with your muscles more than you'd ever guess. Even a little bit slows down how your body rebuilds muscle after a walk or repairs itself after a meal. It's like hitting the brakes on your strength. Plus, it saps your energy hormones, dries you out, and steals your good sleep. Richard, 66, loved his 2 nightly beers. He'd crack one open, kick back, and watch the sunset. He was walking daily, eating smarter, but still felt sluggish, like he was stuck in slow motion. So we dialed it back, 1 beer a week as a treat. Traded the rest for herbal tea with a drizzle of honey. Peppermint was his favorite. Soon he's telling me, I wake up stronger. I'm ready to tackle the yard instead of the couch. You don't have to swear it off forever, but if it's a nightly ritual, think, is this lifting me up or dragging me down? Cut 1 glass, swap in something warm and cozy, and feel the shift. Last one's next. It's not about what you're eating, but what you're missing out on. Here's number 5, and it's a game changer. It's not what you're eating, it's what you're not getting enough of: protein. As we age, our bodies get pickier, way pickier, about using protein to keep muscles strong. What filled you up and kept you going at 40 just doesn't cut it at 65, and too many of us don't even realize it. I think back to my uncle. He'd have his toast and coffee, call it breakfast, and wonder why he felt creaky by noon. Then there's Elena, 70. She was feeling it hard. She'd tell me, I'm so tired, my legs just won't cooperate anymore, and I don't know why. We peeked at her day: toast with a dab of butter in the morning, a bowl of soup for lunch, maybe a few crackers if she was peckish, then rice and steamed veggies for dinner. Light, easy, sure, but her muscles were running on fumes, getting maybe 30 grams of protein a day, half what she needed to stay steady. So we shook things up. 2 eggs, sunny side up with a dollop of Greek yogurt at breakfast. Lentils or a slice of turkey breast with lunch. Then salmon or a juicy chicken thigh at night. 3 weeks later, she's glowing, practically dancing. I'm steady on my feet now. I've got energy to spare, even chased my cat around. Aim for 1.2 to 1.5 grams of protein per kilo of your weight. Spread it out over your meals like little strength boosts. It's not about bulking up like a bodybuilder. It's about staying you, staying free to move, to live. Your muscles need that fuel to keep fighting for you. Don't let them go hungry. Wow, what a lineup we've covered today, huh? I hope you're still with me, because this stuff really matters. It's been a ride. Muscle loss isn't just about slowing down or skipping your walks. It's tied right to what's on your plate every day. Those sugary drinks wearing you out with every sip, fried foods firing up inflammation like a hidden enemy, refined carbs leaving your muscles hungry even when you're full, alcohol stalling your comeback when you need it most, and not enough protein to rebuild what time tries to take away. These aren't just random foods. They're little signals your body's sending, whispering, hey, I need some help here to keep going. But here's the power you've got. You don't need to flip your whole life upside down. One tweak, like swapping that soda for a tall glass of lemon water tomorrow morning, tossing an egg on your plate at breakfast, or baking that chicken instead of frying it, tells your muscles, I'm still in this, and I've got your back. Try it, just one day, and feel how your legs respond. Maybe they'll feel a little lighter, a little steadier. I'd love to hear how it goes for you. Next time, we're turning the page. We're talking about the first signs your body's getting stronger again. You know that moment when you climb the stairs and think, whoa, that wasn't so bad. Or you carry the groceries in one trip without a huff. That's what we're chasing, and I'll show you how to spot it. How to know your hard work's paying off. You won't want to miss it. It's all about celebrating those wins, big and small. Until then, take a peek at your plate this week, because food's not just fuel, it's your strength for tomorrow. Your ticket to keeping up with the grandkids, the dog, or just yourself. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll catch you in the next one.